Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. Banu, good evening. Priya. Yeah, thank you for your response, Priya. Okay. Yoga Sanjay, good evening. Yeah. Sai Manikanda, good evening. Deepika, good evening. Monica, good evening. Yeah, Bhupesh, thank you for your response. Pooja, thank you for your response. Nandu, good evening. Kaushik, good evening. Gautam Raj, good evening. Sujata Reddy, yeah, hi. Okay. Ram Kumar, hello. Sri Krishnan, good evening. Navi Mano, good evening. Okay. So today is our sixth day of this 21 days masterclass, right? Okay. So this is Indra from Pantech E Learning. Are you all ready? Shall we start the session? So today we are going to talk about Python programming. This will be just your basic Python programming. So don't get worried about it. We just need to get comfortable with all these stuff. So that's why. So it will be basic programming only, right? Okay. So Deepak, hi. Bihar, Bhojpuri, hello. Yeah. Teja, good evening. Shri, good evening. Okay. So I hope you all are ready and I'm going to start the session, okay? Yeah. For that, we need to move to our Jetson Nano. Okay. So let me provide password over here. Okay. So now here I have already connected my Jetson Nano, so let it be and let's start the session, okay? Okay. So first, you already know that we are going to do Python programming here in Nano editor only. So we are not going to install any IDE for now. So we just learn about all these basic steps in the Nano editor only. Later we can go for different IDEs. So after finishing these Python programming with some examples, we can go for how to use the same Python in your very good IDE. Okay, so for now we need to create a folder, then only we can go for files inside that directory. Okay, so for that I am going to create a directory. So using mk directory, I am going to create directory called Python pgm, Python program. Okay, so let me hit enter and let me list it. Okay, so we are having Python program over here. So now let's get into that particular directory. So cd Python program. Okay, so now we are in Python program directory. So here I am going to create first file called python print.py. So this will be my first Python program, just a hello world program. You all already know this pretty much well, I think, right? So here I'm going to write only two lines, which is I'm going to create one variable called my greeting. So good evening all, good evening all. Okay, so my greeting, here I'm going to give a string called hello world. Okay, it's so lagging, I think. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. I think there is a poor network. Oops. What happened? Just give me a minute. I think there is some issue with my Wi-Fi. I'm having like poor network. That's why it's buffering. Oops. Let me connect it again. So just wait for a few seconds. It will take few seconds only. I'm reconnecting it. Okay. So if I connect to it now, in the sense it will not connect because it will take few seconds. See? Yeah, connected. Okay. So now we can go for it. So let me go for terminal and let me go and change the size 1280 cross 720. Okay. Okay. I think it's clear now. Let me elaborate this also. Okay. Okay, fine. So here, let me list it again. Okay, we are having Python program and let me go for our nano editor, nano test dot I have, sorry, not this one. Oh. Again, it's getting. Just give me a minute. Let me check with my Wi-Fi, right? Yeah, sorry for this mistake. Just give me a minute. Let me check with my Wi-Fi, right? Here I'm having actually poor network. That's why Jetson Nano is stucking like this. So let me get rid of it. Getting reconnected again. Yeah, I'm trying to reconnect it again. So just give me a minute. I will check it once, right? Okay. It's actually booting up. So let us wait for a few seconds and let's try it again. Let me try it with once. Okay. Let me go for Nano. Python print.py. So let me hit enter and it should open the Nano file over here. Okay. So here we are having our Nano editor, right? So let it make it too big. You can able to see it properly. Okay. So now I'm going to just write a program to, it will just print a single line like hello everyone, something like that. Further I'm going to take a variable called my greeting. So here I'm going to pass the string what I want to print. So I want to print like hello everyone. Okay. So this is what I want to print. Using print function we can print it. So inside we need to pass that variable, right? So to save and exit from this editor, we need to press Ctrl plus O to save this file and hit enter and press Ctrl plus X to get out of it. So now I'm going to run that program. So Python 3 Python program.py. So if I hit enter, it should print the statement over here. Can't open that file. We are having some error. Sorry, Python print, right? Sorry. So it should be Python print, not Python program is my directory name. So Python print. And if I hit enter, it should print hello everyone in the terminal. So see here, it's printing hello everyone. So see, let me go back to my editor, Nano editor, and I want to share you something which is okay. So here I have given my greeting which is equal to inside that double quote I have given hello everyone. So whatever the thing you are giving inside that double quote, it will consider as a string. Okay. So whatever here I am giving like print of my greeting. So my greeting in the sense it is the variable. So it is print what are the things that are present inside that variable. So inside that particular my greeting variable we are having hello everyone. So instead of giving my greeting like this, if I give something, just a minute. See here, if I give something like this, using double quote, I am giving this my greeting in the sense. At the end of my greeting, one more thing. If I save this and if I run this, actually it will print, see, it is printing my greeting. So because whatever you are giving inside that particular double string, it will consider as a string. So make sure that you have given the correct symbols. Okay. So now Let's move to the next thing. Let me go for the same nano editor and let us go for few more lines. Raja Babu, can you please listen the class and be quiet? Don't disturb the remaining students in the class. If you want to listen the class, you can be here. If you don't want to, just get out of the class. You're spamming the chat box. So please don't disturb the remaining members also, right? I hope you understand. Okay. So now I'm going to change with few lines. I'm going to add few more lines, okay? So just a minute, let me erase this. Okay, so here I want to give like x which is equal to, I'm going to assign a value to the variable. Here I'm taking x variable and I'm assigning the value 7. And then I'm going to take the variable y and I'm going to assign the value 3. And then I'm going to take the variable z. Here I'm going to give like x which is divided by y. Okay, and in the print I want to print that z value. So we have assigned two values and I want to do a simple calculation and I want to print that z value. So we can just pass the variable name over here and let me close this print. So I'm going to save this, hit enter and cancel this, and here I'm going to run this again, Python 3 print. So it is printing like 2.33333 something like that. So here it's calculated the value and prints the floating value, right? This is not an integer number, this is a floating value. So okay, so now instead of printing like this, let's print this along with some string. Okay, so for that again we need to go back to our editor and in the printing line I have already replied to your good evening. So good evening. Please don't spam the chat box hereafter. Okay. So now in the print function, I'm going to change something. So instead of printing the value alone, I want to add some string. So how to add that? So here inside double quote, I want to give like x which is divided by y which is equal to, and after this I want to print that particular answer. Okay, so here let me save this, let me hit enter and let me cancel this. Okay, if I run this, it should print the value along with that particular string. So x divided by y which is equal to 2.3333 something like that. So what if we want to display the values? Right, instead of giving x, instead of giving y, I want to give those particular values. So how to do that? For that we need to go again for our editor and here in the print we need to change here I want to go with x alone, sorry. Okay. X, comma, and then let me erase this. Okay. So here x, comma, and inside this double quote I want to give that division symbol and then comma, and I need to pass the y value and here I want to pass that equal to sign. So it will print like x, I mean the value 7 divided by and the y value which is 3 and then which is equal to the z value, I mean the output, right? So if I save this and if I cancel this and let me run it again, it should print 7 divided by 3 which is equal to 2.333, something like this. Okay, so now we got it right. So here, see the output is actually giving as the big value, right? So 2.333 is going up to 5. So how to get rid of it? For that we can use one term called format string. Okay, so how to use that format string to get the correct value? So here in the print function we need to change only few things. Here I'm going to add the format specifier. So here we need to give like open the curly braces. Inside I want to give like colon dot 2f. This is how you can give format string colon dot 2f, and after that we need to give like dot format of z. So this is how you can give format string. So in the curly braces there is colon dot 2f. This is a format string for floating numbers, which actually says to format the relevant number with only 2 decimal places, because I gave here 2f. So it will only give you 2 decimal places. Okay. So if you change the value to 3 or 4 in the sense, it will change accordingly. So if you give 3 in the sense, it will give you 3 decimal values. So something like that. Okay. So here I only give 2. Let me save this and let us run. Okay. So if I run this again, it should print 2.33. So here you can, how you can use format specify. Okay. So now we can jump to the next thing, which is now we are going to get the input from the user. So here we have given the input by ourselves. So now we are going to get the input from user. Okay. So for that I am going to create one more editor. I am going to name it like user input dot py. Let me open it, and okay, so here I am going to write, first I am going to take the variable called dx, which is equal to, I am going to give like input of, I want to print a string like enter your first number. Okay, this is what I want to print first. Okay. Yes, absolutely you are right. ID is much better than terminal. But here I just want you to get comfortable with Python program. That's why I just came up with editor. So in the upcoming classes we can directly shift to ID. So I am also not comfortable using editor like this. So here I just want you to get familiar with Python programming. That's why I have using editor over here. So in the upcoming classes we are directly going to work on ID, not in the editor. So please don't get worried about it, right? Okay, so first I want to print enter your number. So this will get the input from the user, and then okay, so now another variable called y, which is equal to again input of enter your second number. So this will get the second input from the user, and then z, which is equal to, I want to calculate it, right? So x plus y. So don't get worried about the IDE. There is a separate session for installing a good IDE for using Python. So in that session we can elaborately talk about the IDE and which IDE is better to use, everything on that, okay? So don't get confused about the upcoming session. So be active in the present session and we can talk it about later, okay? So now, then I want to print the output. So here, x plus y, which is equal to, I want to print the output. So let me save this and let me cancel it. Okay, so here Python 3 user input dot py. So if I hit enter, it is asking for first number. So it is asking for me to give any number. So let me give 5. Okay. If I hit enter, it is asking me for enter your second number. So what else we can give? Another 5. Okay. So it should print 10, right? Oops, what happened? So x plus y, which is equal to 10. So x is 5, y is 5. I gave just 2 5. So here it should actually print 10, right? So why it's printing the 2 input number I just gave along? This is not the correct output, right? So it should print 10, but it's printing 55. So what is the issue? Do you think this is the correct answer? So we are getting input from the user, but there is something missing, right? So let us decode it, what happened behind. So let me get back to the editor and see in the x and y, I just gave input of enter your first number and second number. We are missing one thing. So what it is? Actually, we need to pass the data type. Okay? We need to pass the data type. So how to do that? So here we need to pass the data type. So which is, I'm going to give float data type. Okay, float data type, the same thing which is applicable for second one also. So which is float data type. Sorry. Let me give float data type and we need to end it with another thing also. Sorry. Okay, we need to end it with one more bracket over here. So now let me save this. Okay, so if I run this again, it is asking for first number. Let me give 5 and let me give second number. It should print 10 now. See, I have given float data type, so that's why it's printing the output in float. If you give integer data type, in the sense it will print the output as the integer type. It will only print 10 instead of 10.0 because I gave float data type. So we need to include the data type here. It's giving output in what format? Decimal format, because it's a float type. So if you change to integer type, in the sense, then you will get an output like 10 only. Okay. So now we can move to the next thing. So here I am going to use Nano. Now we are going to talk about if condition in Python. Okay. So let me name it like Python if.py. Okay. So let me hit enter. So before getting into this particular if condition, let me tell you about one more thing, which is nothing but the internship. So you can convert this masterclass as 1 month internship on Jetson AI, and this is only applicable for the registered masterclass students. So what you will get in this 30 days of internship? You will get 30 days of recorded session. You will get all the presentations. You will get 4 plus exclusive project codes, and you can join to the community group, and you will get the LMS access for 90 days, and you will get internship confirmation letter, and there will be a weekly hackathon session. You can clear your doubts or queries with your mentor, and you will be getting mock tests, assignments or tasks, and at last you will be getting your internship certificate and participation certificate. So the registration fees is 999 plus GST. Here I provided the registration link. So just go for it and make your registration soon, because today is the last day. So while making your payment, don't forget to include your name, mail ID, mobile number, which department you are from, which institute or organization you are studying or working from, and the domain. You have to select the correct domain. And also you will be doing 4 plus projects with me in this particular internship, and this offers ends today. Okay, so now let's get back to our if condition. Okay, so here first I am going to get the input from the user. For that I am going to take a variable called number. Okay, so I am going to go for a float type. So inside input of, first I want to give a string which is please input your number. This will be the first thing. Okay, it will ask you for please input your number. Now we can go for if condition. So if space, inside you need to pass the condition that you want. So first I want to make a condition like, so if you give any number, so it will asking you for please input any number, right? So if you pass any number, in the sense, I want to check with whether that particular number is greater than 0 or not. For example, if I pass number 5 in the sense, the first condition is it should be checked with the number which is greater than 0, which means 5 which is greater than 0. So if this condition is true, in the sense, it will get inside this particular loop. So one more thing, the indentation is very important. So if you go for ID, in the sense, it will automatically take that indentation, but here we are using editor, right? So it will not provide the indentation automatically. So you have to give it by yourself. So just press tab. So it will take the indentation. Okay. So inside I am going to print like your number is positive. Okay, so this is the first thing. So now let's go for the second condition. If the number is less than 0, in the sense, and after the condition you should give the colon over here. It will, if you didn't give any colon, in the sense, it will throw you an error, and the indentation is most important. Okay. So if the number is less than 0, in the sense, it should print like your number is negative. Your number is negative. Okay. So this is the second condition. And the third condition is if that number is double equal to, means which is checking the opposite thing. If you just give a single equal to, in the sense, it means is assigning the value. Okay. So if you want to check the condition, in the sense, you have to give double equal to. And let's end it with a colon. And if this condition is true, then I want to print like your number is 0. Okay. So let me explain it again. So first it will asking for the user to get input. So it will print like please input your number. For example, if I give 5 in the sense, it will check for the first condition. So what is the first condition? If number is greater than 0. I gave 5, right? So if the condition is true, it will get inside this particular loop. So the number is 5 in the cell, 5 which is greater than 0. Yes, of course this is true. then it will print your number is positive. So if I give minus 5 in the sense, it just omit this condition because this condition failed. I didn't give positive number, I just gave negative number. So minus 5, number minus 5 is less than 0. Yes, this is true. So what are the conditions that are true? It will only get inside. So the other conditions will just omit it. Okay. So it will come to the second condition, and if this condition is true, it will print like your number is negative. And then there is a third condition. If I give the input as 0 in the sense, it will check with the first condition and it will get failed. And then it comes to the second condition. It will also get failed. And it will come to check with the third conditions. If I just give 0 in the sense, this condition is true, right? So it should print your number is 0. This is how if condition work. Let's try it. Do we get the expected output or not? Okay, so here Python 3, Python if.py, let me run it. It should ask for, please input your number. Let me give 5. So if I hit enter, it should print your number is positive. Yes, expected output. So let me run it again and let's give negative value now. Okay, so now I am going to give value like minus 10. It should print your number is negative. Yeah, it's printing your number is negative. And now let me give 0. It should print your number is 0. Yes. We have met with 3 conditions. Hi gamers, can you just please leave the class? If you don't want to listen, please don't come. Attendance will be posted at the last 5 minutes of the session. You just come to the last 5 minutes and get the attendance and go. Please don't disturb the remaining members. You don't have to listen to the class at all. Okay. So now let's try with some more conditions. So let's get back to that Python if file again. So here, let's just play with few more conditions. Okay. So here I want to change this with, in the if condition, we have just gave only one condition, right? So let's try with two conditions, okay? So here I want to add and number which is modulus of 2 which is equal to 0. Okay, so it will come to the first condition. It will check like whether the number you gave is greater than 0 or not. This is the first condition, and then it will go for the second condition, number which is modulus of 2 and it should be equal to 0, right? So if these two conditions are true in the sense, it will come inside that particular what? Loop. So it should print your number is positive. If it is divided by 2 in the sense, of course it is even number, right? So it should print something like your number is positive and even. So this is the first condition, okay? And then the second condition will be, okay, here let me change this to greater than 0 and number which is modulus of 2, not modulus of 2, yeah, modulus of 2 which is not equal to 0, which means what? It is not divisible by 2, then it is of course a odd number, okay? It should be greater than 0 and not divisible by 2, then it will print your number is positive and odd. So let us go for positive and odd. This is the second condition. So now let's move to the third condition, which is if number which is less than 0 and number which is modulus of 2 and they should be equal to 0. If you divide it, you should get the 0 as a reminder. And if this condition is true, then it should print like your number is negative and even, right? Your number is negative and even. So this is the third condition. Now let us move to the fourth condition. Now number which is less than 0 and number which is modulus of 2 and not equal to 0. If this condition is true, then your number is negative and odd. Your number is negative and odd. So this is the fourth condition. And the last condition will be the same. So first or after number. Yeah, thank you for noticing. Otherwise we will get an error and we need to get back to the editor and we need to check for the error. So thank you for noticing Sai Manikantan. Okay, number. So first two condition will be greater than 0 and second two condition, the third and fourth condition will be less than 0. So first is for positive, so the modulus of 2 which is equal to 0 and second is for odd, so not equal to 0. And okay, so let me save this and let me hit enter. Okay, so let me come out of it. Okay, so now let's run Python 3 Python if dot 5. So let me hit enter. So first I am going to give a number like 10. Okay, so it should print it is positive and even, right? So let's see. Your number is positive and even. Yes, expected output. Now let's go for another condition. So now let me give minus 10. So it should print it is what? Negative and even. Yes, your number is negative and even. So now let us give some odd number. Let me give 3. It should print your number is positive and odd. Okay. So now let's give minus 3 and it should print your number is negative and odd. Yes, expected output. And then now let's end it up with 0. It should print your number is 0. Yeah, you got it right? So, okay, so let's talk about the remaining programs in tomorrow's session, that is for loop, while loop and arrays are there. So let's talk about that particular things in the tomorrow's session. Okay, so I hope you guys like this session. And one more time, so this is the right time to switch your masterclass into 1 month internship on Jetson AI. This is only for registered masterclass students. And in this 30 days of internship, you will get 30 days of recording sessions, 30 days of presentations, 4+ exclusive project course, and you can join to the VIP community group and you will get access to the LMS for 90 days and you will get internship confirmation letter, and there will be a hackathon for every week. You can clear your doubts with your mentor and you will get mock test, assignments and tasks as well. At the end of the 21 days of masterclass, you will get your internship certificate and as well as participation certificate. So the registration fee is only for 999 plus GST. So here I provided the registration link. To go for this link and use this chance wisely. And while making your payment, don't forget to give your name, email address, mobile number, your department and your organization or your college. And don't forget to add the domain name, right? Yeah. Today's attendance link have pinned. So they have provided it in the chat box. Please go and grab your attendance link and mark your attendance without fail. and you will be doing 4+ projects with me in this internship. So this today is the last day for registering for internship, right? So thank you all. Have a very great day. Let's catch up at tomorrow's session with another topic. I mean the remaining topics of Python programming. Thank you all.